Welcome to Next Level Greatness, the podcast. Around here, we'll be talking about all things expansion, going from good to great and from great to greatness. I'm your host, Barbie Collab. Get ready for your next level. Let's do this. What do we want most in the world? Is it a bunch of money, piles and piles of money, or is what we really want to deliver so much value and to transform, whether it's one person's life or many people's lives, in a way that is so deep that it makes your heart explode? I don't know about you, but I know that that's what I want. So today we're going to be talking, I have so much to share with you. We're going to be talking about the value that we offer to the world. We're going to be talking about money as currency. And I received the biggest surprise from one of my students. She sent me a 3-minute piece of art. It's a video testimonial. And listen, I'm not selling you anything right now. I sat down with her video and I took notes and I wept for like 30 minutes. So before I talk about that, because there's a lesson or multiple lessons in that little audio recording that we are going to break down, but I wanted to share a story with you first. Several years ago, my husband had a dental/sinus surgery. And I had never met such a caring, kind, and brilliant doctor. And it was in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in Texas. And, normally when you have a procedure, like when I had my hysterectomy, I don't remember the doctor calling me the next day, or maybe someone from the office called. And even throughout the whole process, I don't remember feeling that I was being truly, truly cared for and nurtured. Well, when my husband had this procedure, the doctor himself called the night of, he called the next day. And when we were heading back to Dallas, because it was several hours away, I guess I must have had my head up my butt. It was very stressful. I had this big suitcase with my husband's laptop in the suitcase, and I drive a Range Rover. I did not close the back of my truck, and my suitcase apparently flew out of the back, and I left it hours away and I didn't even notice, you guys. Okay. I just really thought that I had just hit this bump on the road. So this wonderful woman was able to read my phone number from the tag, and she was able to call me and to say, hey, I found a suitcase. And she said, what should I do with it? So I said, well, go back and leave it at the dentist's office. And then I'll see, I guess I'll drive a few hours. I don't really know. I let the doctor know. And he and his wife, Dr. Evans and Barbara Evans, they drove back to Dallas to deliver the suitcase hours away. And I've never forgotten this doctor's kindness, the humility and the brilliance. I mean, this man, he's a brilliant mind. And to exhibit such care and concern and humanity, I said, this is the way that I want to lead. I have goosebumps saying this. This is the way that I want to lead. This is true wealth and richness. This is someone living his mission. And his wife, Barbara, she's such a wonderful woman. She is supporting his mission. It takes two. Anyway, so I recently made an appointment to visit the Tennant Institute. So without getting too much into the details, the Tennant Institute has to do with voltage and energy healing. And I had read, first of all, I booked an appointment for myself, and it was several $1,000s. And I completely trusted the service that I was going to receive because Dr. Evans had recommended him, or actually it was his wife, Barbara, that recommended Dr. Tennant years ago, and it just didn't click. But now I was like, you know what? I want to go. Anyway, when I went on Yelp, sometimes you never know what you're going to get. And this is one of the lessons, that there are many brilliant people out there that are doing incredible work and offering incredible service to humanity. but they're not good marketers and they're not good advertisers, right? They don't have a YouTube channel, or maybe they do and they got like 10 views. So that doesn't mean necessarily that just because someone is not Instagram and social media famous, that they're not incredible. Anyway, I made the mistake of going, and it wasn't a mistake. It was, everything was perfect because let me just say it. I made the mistake. I went on Yelp and I saw some of the testimonials and they were just like, oh, I don't know if I made the right decision. I don't know what's up with this. And so I texted Dr. Evans and his wife, and they immediately called me on Father's Day. I had the nerve to text them on Father's Day and to say, hey, I just wanted to say hi. And by the way, I decided I wanted to make an appointment. And they both called me back in the evening and they just reassured me. The next day that I had my appointment, they called the office themselves. They don't benefit in any possible way from my having this appointment or not. My point is that true value is what this couple are offering the world. Their heart is so expansive and huge, and this is what I want to be. This is an example of two individuals who are living their life's purpose, whether they are making millions or hundreds of thousands or just enough to get by is irrelevant. They exude joy. And this is what I want to bring into the world. And so, yes, I talk about becoming a high money magnet and I talk about being magnetic, but don't ever let it get lost that what I'm trying to impart on you is that you can make a difference. You can attract what you want, but it only means something if it's coming from your heart. Because just having a bunch of dollar bills, or they could be hundreds, it doesn't matter the amount of money. If we're not offering value to the world, if I'm not offering value to the world, then I don't want to do it. So I went to the Tenant Institute. I need to do 3 other episodes on that. That was really incredible. And I'll just tell you one thing that I learned. For example, scars. So like my hysterectomy scars, and I have breast implants, which I wish I didn't have. And I might one day take them out. But anyway, those scars might be blocking my energy meridians. And I did this kind of therapy with this technology that they have, and I immediately felt better. But again, that is a different topic for another day. But I had a wonderful experience. And had they not, Dr. Evans and his wife reassured me and called me, I think I would have gone there with a different attitude. And I had an amazing experience. And so I'm so thankful for that. But this is not any kind of promotion for their institute or a doctor or anything like that. This is just to say that there are people in the world who are doing their best to impact and lead. And that is the kind of person that I want to be. So today I was just sitting down. I opened up my Instagram and I got one word. It said surprise. So a few months ago, it actually just wrapped up earlier. It feels like it's been forever, but it just wrapped up a few weeks ago. And it was a course that is called Become a High Money Magnet. And so my idea when I led the course was simply to show and teach my students, I had 19 students, how to manifest, how to become a high money magnet. And at the end of the course, I asked them, what was your biggest takeaway? And I knew that some people would take some time to think because you kind of have to integrate and you have to process and all that stuff. And I didn't think much of it. I was planning to send them a little link so they could write down their testimonial and stuff. But honestly, I've been busy and I didn't think much of it. I am about to share what one student, her name is Jenn. I will link it in the show notes so you can follow. She just started a brand new account after the course. But please listen. this is art. Her beautiful words. And again, this is not a promotion of anything. I'm not teaching my course till the fall. So we're months away from that course being taught. But it is what Jenn is saying about money and the currency. And you're going to see the connection to what I've been talking about. Why am I talking about a dentist and money and being a magnet and the value? And I think it's going to make perfect sense. Let's take a listen.
Dear Barbie, you asked us what our biggest takeaway was from your course, and it felt like such a loaded question, so I struggled to find an answer at the time. Because how could I possibly answer that question in a way that comes even close to describing the life-changing transformations that we all experienced thanks to you? But I can only speak for myself. So, my biggest takeaway from Become a High Money Magnet is this. In order to become any type of magnet, you need to radiate a magnetic field that attracts what you're after. In the case of money, it's simply a currency and it's attracted to value. If you want to become a high money magnet, you need to set your own currency based on what you value yourself to be. And this is usually where most of us struggle. I know I did, and I still do if I allow myself to fall back into old ways of thinking. We know we're worth something, but we're scared to say out loud what we think that is. Because what if people don't agree? What if they laugh at our evaluation? And so we undervalue ourselves, or we offer our talents and skills to others and allow them to decide our worth. Become a High Money Magnet is different from any other money course out there in the sense that it's not going to show you the best funnel strategy or business model to follow. It isn't going to coach you on what stocks to invest in or which MLM to join, and it's not going to teach you how to get out of debt. But what it will do is help you rewind back to before the world had any type of effect on you. It will show you how to allow your inner child to let go and not have to govern your adult life anymore. It will set a fire in your soul that shines light on your shadows and shows you that the stuff we thought was in there, hiding in those shadows, was never actually there. It will give you permission to dream big and show you how to do it. It cleans your slate and teaches you to build a solid foundation based on what you or who you actually are, what you actually want in life, and what you are actually truly capable of. Because how to make money isn't important if you don't know how to put value in what you're offering. And what good is what's being offered if the person offering it has no idea what it's worth? To become a high money magnet, you need to find the part of you that got lost in the crowd. Because the abundance in the world, the exchange of energies and currencies in the world, can only occur when we decide to leave the crowd. None of us belong there. We all hold something so special that no one else in the world can offer. And once we figure out what that is, we can separate and participate in this abundant, everlasting currency trade that has always been available to us, yet so many of us struggle to find. Barbie, you are kind and loving, and you love this course right from your heart. None of that ever went unnoticed. So thank you. I will be forever grateful for your mentorship and your friendship, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Wow, my goodness, you guys. Oh, I have listened to this, 10 times today already since I received it this morning. And first of all, what is the relationship to this beautiful testimonial that, as I said, it's art and the dentist? I sent this video to my mentor and he said, and this is what it feels like to live your life's purpose. And then I sobbed even more. And so for me, it's not a comparison, but for me to be put in the same category, even though Jenn doesn't know it, as Dr. Evans, who is someone that I just have so much admiration and respect for just someone that I see, and I see them as a couple who they are brilliant and they're kind and they're giving and they're offering so much value to the world. And to be told that that is what I've been able to give to someone is just the greatest gift. And this is what I want for you. This is not about me saying how awesome I am. This is what I want for you, to be able to step into your purpose, into your life's mission, whatever it is, whether you are a mother who is a father who is fathering, whether you have a job, whether you have a business. My hope and dream for you is for you to feel this kind of purpose and satisfaction. So if we take Jenn's little video, I took some notes and I want to just share some thoughts that came from it. I do suggest that you go back and you re-listen and take notes on Jenn's little videogram, which is not so little, it's about 3 minutes long, because she has such a gift. That is her gift, where she is able to take an experience, and especially the group's experience and her own experience, and put it or the experience into these words that just resonate so deeply in our souls. And you would not believe that when Jenn came to the course, she was great at saying what other people's talents and gifts were, but she could not see them herself. She was blocked. And I don't know exactly the day that it happened, but I saw the shift. And when she was able to tap into herself, it was like she just blossomed. She just became a master. And this is the masterpiece that she created. So the first thing that I want to say is gratitude. I'm not kidding when I say this. I honestly feel that this little video that she sent me is one of the greatest gifts that I have ever received. So great gifts, number one, great gifts are not about money. It took her time, it took her energy, her effort, her love, her reflection to be able to create something beautiful. So yes, I'm talking about becoming a high money magnet, and we want to be magnetic and attract abundance. This is abundance. The gratitude that she exhibits is abundance itself. And so don't just look for the dollar bill. And number two, when we express our gratitude, whether there's someone that is hearing it or not, it raises our vibration and we become magnets. So Jenn, by experiencing it and then expressing her gratitude, already raised her vibration. By me hearing it, I raised my vibration and I've just had the best day. And so I hope that by you really absorbing just her love and her energy and what the wisdom that she shared, that this will be a gift to you. Number three, the third little lesson, there were so many lessons in her 3-minute video. She said, money is a currency and it's attracted to value. And this is what made me tell the story of the dentist. When we put out services into the world, or when we want to purchase something, what we are doing is we are saying, this is valuable to me. This is not valuable to me. It just really depends on how we feel about it. Money itself, if you do an exercise, and everybody that does this exercise is going to have a different experience. But if I were to ask you to visualize a table that is full of clean, like brand new $100 bills, we would each have a different experience. When I did this, what I experienced was the money was neutral. The money that was on my imaginary table was 100% neutral. I feel good about my relationship to money. And so when I stepped into that pile of imaginary money, I felt like the money adopted whatever I was feeling. So if you feel unworthy, if you feel that money is dirty, then that is going to be a reflection of how you really feel. money is often tied to our self-worth. And that is one of the things that students discovered in my class. One of the things that Jenn said is old ways of thinking. I helped the students look at their old ways of thinking. What this course will do is it will help you rewind, I'm quoting her, back before the world had any type of effect on you. She's so amazing with her words. So let's talk about this. What Jenn is really referring to is the work that we did, and I'm very happy to do another podcast episode on the subconscious mind. When we are born, we are essentially blank slates, and our subconscious gets programmed. And by the age of 7 or so, our subconscious mind gets hardened. And so the subconscious mind acts as a tape recorder or recording device where everything that we experience in the world around us gets recorded and interpreted. Everything that we see modeled, the way that our parents, our grandparents, society behaved around money, for example, gets recorded, and we make up stories of how the world works. 95% of our thinking and our actions today, this is a fact, scientists say this all the time, that 95% of our actions are based on old programming, as Jenn said, before the world had any type of effect on you. So by 7, we're already programmed little machines, and we are walking, I just got goosebumps. We are walking around like little programmed machines. And what we did in this course in Become a High Money Magnet is we looked at the stories without judgment, without saying, my mom or dad, they did this and I'm so mad at them. It wasn't about that. It was really looking at what the stories are. And so that's what we need to do. That's what you need to do, whether you do this work with me or not, is to look at the programming and say, what is the programming? How do I want to rewire my brain? What new stories do I want to be able to tell? And I've shared this in the past. The programming that I received was that money was bad, right? We'd wait for my dad to fall asleep, and then we'd steal all his little coins that were falling out of his pocket. And we were on public assistance. And I'd always felt like I just felt so much shame. Like I was getting things from the government and I was getting things from other people. And so I really had to become someone else. I really had to reprogram myself and become and decide who I wanted to become. And you have to decide what is the value that you want to put out into the world. What is the relationship that you want to have with money? And it begins, I just got goosebumps again. And it begins with the relationship that you have with yourself. Because let's say you have a business, I see this all the time in the network marketing space. People have trouble selling a $150 package and they get so many objections. The objections are often a reflection of what we feel about ourselves and our worries about what people are going to say about us. And so something that I didn't expect, frankly, I didn't expect it, was discovering in this Become a High Money Magnet course, I even considered changing the name, was that we discovered who we really, really are. Because uncovering our money stories, everything seems to be tied to these money stories and our worth. And so once we're able to uncover them and rewrite and decide who it is that we want to be and how we want to operate in the world, then we can rewrite our stories. One of the things that Jenn said too was that we were able to shine the light on our shadows. And I think that for so many of us, and this is why I actually love talking about money, that for so many of us, we are so I just saw this image of like a big old blanket wrapped in shame. And by me sharing some of my deepest traumas, I guess, and money stories, it was like, oh, you're this successful and you are this and you are that. And you went through that. You felt through that. You still go through this. And so by shining the light on our shadows, they're just not scary anymore. Like there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be ashamed about because we all have stories. We all have shit, to say it plainly. And what I loved most that Jenn said was that she was given, and the students were given permission to dream. Yeah. And to decide what and who we actually and you actually are and what you want in your life. And I think this is a good place to ask yourself this question. Who do you want to be? And I have been asking this question for a long time, not a long time. This is the 11th episode, but who do you want to be? I don't want to be Dr. Evans, but I want to be someone like that. I want to be someone that cares so deeply and that goes out of their way to help, not just because I'm getting paid for it. My heart is just so full. And this is the work that it takes so that we can get out of the crowd. Because like you said it, Jenn, we don't belong there. None of us belongs there. But you have to have the courage. You have to have the courage to look at yourself and to have that self-awareness and to do the work, which is not a job, but it is work. I mean, it does take effort so that we can truly be who we are, because this is what helps. It's me being who I am that is helping you right now. It's me saying, you know what? I'm just going to be me, and I'm going to go down this winding path, and I'm going to talk about a dentist, and I'm going to talk about, I hesitated for a minute. I didn't know if I should share a video testimonial. What were you going to think? Are you going to think that I'm trying to sell you something? Yes, of course I'm selling something, but I'm not selling it till September. But who cares? There's so much value, and people are happy to spend money when they are getting value. I hope that this episode was wonderful for you. I actually have decided to not run the retreat this summer. I want to just plainly enjoy my summer without having to advertise, and I just decided not to run it. So there's that. But however, I did decide that I'm going to offer just 4 spots. And I really mean it. I'm not just saying like, oh, I have 5 open spots. No, really. I only have 4 spots to offer a breakthrough session with added support. And this is open to anyone that is goal-oriented, whether you have a business or don't have a business, that you want to have some kind of breakthrough session. Send me a message. I will be happy to share information and we can see if it's a fit. I hope you have an amazing day and I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I'll see you next time. Did you love that episode or what? Make sure to leave me a review and let's connect over on Facebook in Your Empowered Life community. I'll see you next time.